I said, you know what, I've got a plan. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so freaking excited to have you guys back here again. I am excited to be back here myself because I've been gone a while. In fact, my last video was a video that I had recorded a long time ago, and to think I'll be back here, I didn't know that I was going to come back here as soon as I didn't know I was going to be back here this early, even though it's not that early. But thank you for tuning into my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Hamida, and here is my baby girlie Naya. Naya, say hi. Hiya. This is the first time Naya is making it to my YouTube channel, and I am so excited. Not that I haven't tried to feed her in my videos, but sometimes it just like takes the whole thing to another level that I had to cut that part out of the video. But anyways, welcome. You know what, let's just get right into the video. Today's video is going to be about my pregnancy, basically my pregnancy story, because I've tried to make this video in the past weeks, or let me say in the past couple of months actually, and it didn't work out well because every time I try to talk about it, something happens, and there's so many excitement, there's so much emotions generally that I just kind of like shut down before I even make it past the middle of my video. And then there was this one time that I managed to get somewhere reasonable, and I just lost my train of thought, and from there it just went downhill. So today I'm hoping this doesn't happen again. Okay, Naya, that's Naya. So today I'm hoping this doesn't happen again, and I get to oh shit, and I get to actually tell you guys my pregnancy story. If you can tell, I am so excited. I'm excited because 30 minutes ago my baby Inaya took her first, Naya please, she took her first step, and I am so excited. She just suddenly started cruising. Naya turned 1 yesterday, and she wasn't walking before that. Naya, come. She's going to ruin my setup. She wasn't walking before that, and suddenly today, like 30 minutes ago, she just started cruising, and I'm like, what? So I am so excited because I've been having people ask, oh, she started walking yet? Even though I'm not bothered about all of those things or questions, it's just something that as a mom you would want, especially being with her for a whole year. It's just yesterday, yeah, but being with her for a whole year, fully dependent now. Hard working is a big step that shows that she's on her way to doing things herself, discovering things and exploring more by herself, and it's just so exciting. Oh my god, the energy. Anyways, I'm going to tell you guys how I came about this beautiful angel. Yes, mama. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys how I got pregnant, how I found out I was pregnant, what I did afterwards, how my pregnancy was, and basically everything surrounding the birth of Inaya. Yes, boo. Yes, boo. So honestly, I can't actually remember the date that I found out that I was pregnant, but yeah, I remember the day. I found out I was pregnant when, okay, before, a little backstory. Before I found out that I was pregnant, Naya, please, can we focus? No, we can't. Nah. So before I found out that I was pregnant, a couple of weeks back, I was just a month into my marriage, and we were just joking around, me and Abdul Ghaffar, my husband, we're just joking around, saying things like, he goes, oh, you're pregnant? I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant, because of course we weren't trying to have a baby that fast. We weren't even trying to have a baby for like 2 years, and honestly, whenever you plan, God plans as well. Honestly, we're just saying our own thing, God was also doing his thing as well. So aside the joke, there was nothing else. Although I wasn't actively trying not to get pregnant as well. You know, if you don't want something, you have to like actively maybe block. So I wasn't really doing anything. I was a month into my marriage, and I was just like testing things. We're still getting to know, not really getting to know each other, we know each other, but we're just getting to, we're getting a hang of living with each other, being under the same roof. I mean, it was a honeymoon, really. It was a honeymoon phase. We're still in the honeymoon phase. But then it was an official honeymoon phase, and so now you know. And so anything like pregnancy was not on our list. Now I know that some people, when they get married, they go in with the mindset that they just want to have kids, maybe the first year, second year, however it is that you want to do it. It's fine, it's perfect. But I'm saying that was not what I wanted. I wasn't even thinking about it, honestly. I just wanted to settle down, enjoy my marriage without responsibilities. And God said, you know what, I've got a plan. And I didn't know about the plan. So a month after, aside the joke, I was out with my mom. I went Eid shopping to get fabric, basically, for my Eid outfit. And also Momsi was also going to the hospital. So I went to the market, and I was really tired. I was feeling some type of way. Naya, I was feeling some type of way, and I almost broke down in the market. I was hungry. Ordinarily, I'm lazy when it comes to working in the market of Lagos. So I'm like, oh, no. I was already tired. I was just tired, which was my usual thing. But I felt I looked pale, or maybe it was something that my mom knew, or maybe she was just maybe she was just doing the usual thing and what? She was just calculating how mothers do when their children get married, and they're always anticipating, where's the news, where's the baby, I want grandchildren. Meanwhile, my mother already has 2 grandchildren, but of course I think all parents want that when their children get married, they have kids next and all of that, not necessarily caring what plans you have for yourself. Anywho, I just kind of collapsed. She got me drink. I had to stay somewhere. She did the rest of the shopping on her own, and then we went back home. Oh no. We went to the hospital. So when we got to the hospital, my mom was running a usual checkup because she wasn't feeling too well at that time, and she asked them to take my blood. So it was a pregnancy test, and we're going home, and then I'm like, they tell me I have a result. I mean, the results, whatever test I did, I wasn't thinking about it. So, and then my mom was like, congratulations, you're pregnant. Like, congratulations, you're a mommy. She was hugging me and stuff, but like, I was not feeling it because I wasn't expecting a child. I don't even know how to act around kids. I'm not a baby person. I don't know. There's just things about babies that I don't know much about babies. I don't even the babies. I don't do all these cute things, so I really wasn't thinking about it. And then she goes, congratulations. She was so excited. Of course anybody would be, but I wasn't, honestly. I was in a place of, I was shocked. I was trying to just process what was going on, understanding that I'm actually carrying a life. Even I don't know how to put that whole part, but the most important thing was I got back home, showed my husband the test. Honestly, we were on the same page. We didn't know what was going on. Like, we were just trying to make sense of it all. Like, oh, we're having a child. Actually, we're not like something like, oh my god, we're having baby. We're not like that. We were just like, oh yeah, that kind of thing. Naya, please. Naya, who's making a video? Thank you, baby. Thank you. So anyways, guys, sorry for that. Naya, no. I found out that I was pregnant, and for my first trimester, it was almost as if I wasn't pregnant. During that week, I think the next day, I went to hospital. I had to go register, confirm again that I was actually pregnant. and turned out that I was actually pregnant. Right immediately I got medications for my folic. What else did I get? I know I was on a couple of meds, I think 3. I was getting folic, I was getting something else, 2 other things that I can't remember honestly. Only folic stock because I was anemic. Naya, please. And it's good for pregnant women to start using at the very early stages to prevent, I think, any form of deformity or so. So I was using folic and everything. I got everything that I needed to get to, go through my pregnancy very well. And yeah, that was it. I really hated the idea of having to use meds every morning. I had to use something every single day for 9 months. So my first trimester was pretty easy. I didn't have morning sickness, I didn't have nausea. In fact, I was fine. It wasn't like I was pregnant at all. I was a bit tired, and I think that's just the bulk of it. I was tired. I didn't have much strength, and yeah, that's really it. But then the one thing that changed the moment I found that I was pregnant was cravings. I started having cravings. At first I didn't know that it was cravings because I would just randomly see people eating something and I'm like, oh, I want that thing and I have to get that thing, because then I didn't know I was pregnant. Oh no. But then after I found out I was pregnant, I realized that it was craving. So I went from someone, it was like a 0 to 100 honestly, because I went from someone who could probably eat once a day or even forget to eat, at most twice a day. I was that type of person that was being forced to eat, and then I went from that person to someone who has to eat every single time. Now that I think about it, it was something like stress eating, but just different, because now I want this, I want, it was just different. It felt really different. I was eating all the time. Whenever I go on my phone and I go on Instagram and I just see something nice, I am just going to make an order, because I just wanted to eat everything. And that was the major thing, because I was scared of going out, because I thought if I went out and I saw people eating something, I've heard stories of pregnant women, pregnant women who beg people for food and just say, and people understand, well, where I come from, they understand and be like, oh yeah, it's the baby. But I felt really ashamed. I've always told myself that if I ever got pregnant, I would not be that kind of person. I wouldn't be that kind of person. So somehow I was trying so hard not to be that kind of person. And then one day I was taking the bus and this woman was eating boiled corn, like fresh boiled corn. God, I was so close to asking her to please give me, but I thought about my situation again. Like, you are not heavy, you are less than 3 months pregnant, you are not showing. What would I say was wrong with me? I was like, oh no, this is not going to work. Now, to bust your bubble, guys, I wasn't heavy till like the 5th to 6th month. So just imagine, I really enjoyed most of the pregnancy privilege because I wasn't showing, and people would only aside from family and friends who know that you're pregnant, people would only be fair towards you when they can see, of course, that you're pregnant. So I didn't get to enjoy that for 5 months, not like, and it was fine honestly, because I wasn't the type of person who liked to I wouldn't say take chances, but who like to make excuses to say, oh, this is wrong with me or that is wrong with me, to get people to do things for me. Not that kind of person. So it was really fine honestly. But after like 5 months, I started sharing. I felt like I should have maybe enjoyed those things, because that's the only time I will probably get that kind of care and attention and all of that. But anyways, the first 3 months went by like a breeze. There wasn't really anything much happening the first 3 months of my pregnancy. Inaya was such an angel. She was so gentle at first. She was so gentle. I was fine. The second trimester came and I was still my craving prego self, and then that was when my heartburn came in. My heartburn came in the first trimester, but it wasn't as bad. I thought it was just a regular heartburn that I used to have, but then it worsened when I was in my second trimester, and it was so bad that I couldn't go to sleep at night. I was always tossing and turning and tossing and turning. I couldn't get good sleep at all. It was as if my chest was going to rip open. Yeah, that was how it felt. It was so bad, and I think that was probably the worst thing about my pregnancy in my case, which I still feel was very, very much bearable. In my second trimester, however, I was a little more tired than I was in my first trimester. I wanted to sleep in. I didn't want to go out. I was just a homebody. So basically, since I got pregnant till I had my baby in 9 months, I was mostly inside my house. So I was a homebody during my second trimester, mostly because I was always so tired. I could say I wanted to go out now, and then the next thing you know, I'm tired halfway. I'm no longer interested. I want to do something else. I just want to sleep. I only wanted to sleep and eat. I was just lazing around. Naya. Ba? Ba? So I was basically lazing around for most of my second trimester. I did all my doctor's appointments. I never did any antenatal thing. Of course, I did my regular appointment, but the meetups and stuff like that, I did not. I wasn't interested. Now, one of the things that really worked for me when I was pregnant was the baby center app. I downloaded that. Oh, it was my husband that downloaded the app first, and then he was like, oh, this app is very nice, and then he downloaded it for me as well. And that was when I started my journey. I started my journey in baby center the moment we found out that I was pregnant, and it really helped. And baby center would update you with everything that was going on, like today your baby is the size of a pear, today your baby is the size of a pea, today your baby wants this, today you might be feeling that. And every time I read ahead of my I read ahead of my date. So if I was, say, 1 month pregnant, I was probably already reading what was happening in the 3rd month. So I read a lot, and somehow I already knew what was happening to my body even before it became too intense. So I didn't really complain about anything. I didn't panic about anything at first, because I had already read about it, and so I felt like, oh, this is normal. I felt like it was normal, so I never had I never complained about it. Naya, no. So I never really complained about anything, because I thought, oh, this is normal and that is normal. And it really helped me during my pregnancy, because I knew what I wanted to be eating, I knew what I should be eating, I knew that I should be sleeping. I knew basically everything I had to do when I was pregnant, because of baby center. It really helped me. I mean, one thing you probably do as a pregnant woman is research and research, because everything, your body is going through a lot of change, and you just want to keep up with everything that's happening with your body, because it's like something else is invading your body. So I listened to Naya's heartbeat for the first time, and that was when it really dawned on me that I was pregnant, which was in my second trimester. That was when it really dawned on me that, babes, you're actually pregnant. Because then I felt I heard a heartbeat, and it was very, that was the moment that I started feeling connected to Naya. That was when it really felt like I was going to be a mother. Naya, don't do that. Naya. That was when it really felt like I was going to be a mom, and that everything I was feeling, it was because there was this person inside of me, and it was so unreal, or maybe sorry, it was very different. It was like nothing, it was nothing that I felt before, and it was kind of sad that my husband wasn't there to feel with me at first. I mean, because he was at work, obviously. So, oh my god, the blood is coming back. So that time I was really happy to have felt, to have heard Naya's heartbeat. And then I think after that time I began to even be more actively, what's that, I began to get more active, taking care of myself, because I wanted a very healthy baby. Who doesn't? I wanted a very healthy baby. I was going to stop at nothing to make sure my baby was fine, that I was fine. So I was eating a lot. I mean, I had the cravings, sure, but then I was eating like mad. I was eating mad. I ate a lot of things. I had different things different weeks. Sometimes it was Pringles, and then it was agbalu, and then it was yogurt, and then it was amala. My husband used to go buy it for me so that I could just satisfy my cravings, and sometimes he would buy extra just so that I have something else. But most of the time he gets me extra is when I probably don't even want something extra. Sorry, I need to like fix up. Now, do you want to go? I'm scared that if I put her down, she's probably just going to scatter my setup. I don't want that. So second trimester basically was food and sleeping and heartburn and connection to my baby. That was the first time that I started talking to Naya. I started reading to her. I started talking to her, having conversations. I mean, because baby center really helped. It told me when my baby was going to start hearing whatever I say, when she was going to start kicking, and all of those things. The first time when my baby started kicking, I had no idea, because I thought it was going to be like an actual kick. I would feel like, oh yeah, someone kicked me, but I didn't know that it meant the movement of the baby, when you could feel it and you could maybe see it as well. But in the initial stage, when I wasn't, showing, what is that to see anyways, but when my baby started moving, I called my sister and told her that, sis, we were pregnant at the same time, although she was way ahead of me. But I had to call her and ask her that my baby is not kicking. People's babies are kicking. How do I know when she's kicking? And my sister had to tell me that no, it's not that kind of kick. But then she explained the movement and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, that. And I'm like, oh yeah, my baby is kicking. So that was when I knew. But clearly it was in the very, very early stages, because when Naya started to properly kick me, oh, I knew that she was kicking me. It was very, very obvious, because this I know there's a way my mother says it in Yoruba, that Oma kiese boeniton. There are times that my leg, either right or left, will suddenly kind of, I don't know how to put it, hang or freeze, such that I won't be able to move my legs, and then it's because the baby probably put a foot in there. I don't know if this is true, but I experienced this different times, and that's what my mom used to call it, that the baby putting her leg there. So yeah, pregnancy is the ghetto, but trust me, it's probably the best ghetto, because child rearing is even worse. But the beauty of it all is the fact that it's rewarding. Yeah, very, very rewarding. It's something that it's so amazing to get to see a child grow. I don't want to jump into that, so let's just finish the pregnancy thing. So when I was heading to my third trimester, I was already showing. My baby was kicking properly, and then I started eating even more. But that was the only thing progressing. I was eating even more. My this one was getting worse. My backache was getting, I had backache. It was horrible, and I had backaches that was very bad. My heartburn wasn't going anywhere, and then I was constantly tired. The funny thing was, during my second and third trimester, I was tired in the morning, and then say 1 or 12, I had so much energy. Like I was always hyper. I was super hyper. I spent most of my day reading something. Of course, I was online. I was reading to Naya. I was reading her books. The first book I read her, I think I'm not going to share that. I was reading her books. I was reading her Quran. I was just reading everything. I was just trying to, I was having conversations with her, telling her, describing to her everything, because I had helped them easily develop their talking or their speaking, basically their communication. So I was trying to do all those things for her, and it was fun. My sister used to tell me that, why would you be talking to somebody you can't see? Don't worry, me that it's fine, because you talk to the mirror, which I find annoying, but well, speaking to the camera. Anyways, so I used to do a lot of that, which was what took most of my day, and then distribute that with sleeping and with eating and with being in a little bit of pain here and there. It was honestly enough, more than enough for 24 hours. I also spent part of my day going about looking for other things to eat. Looking for cravings. Sometimes I used to order so many things from places that were far away just because I was craving them and I wanted to have the exact thing that I probably saw online. Other times I wanted to have bully, I wanted to have corn, I just wanted to have weird things. Sometimes I craved moi moi. I didn't know how to make moi moi. I craved moi moi in a way that's moi moi that is made inside the leaf. Yeah, so I wanted a lot of things, and I made sure that I got everything that I wanted. I was always making excuses and saying, now I want it, now I want it. I just can't be craving all these things. I don't normally eat these things, or I ordinarily would not eat all the things. So yeah, now I want it, and then I'm going to have it if now I want it. And then at a point, I think I wasn't supposed to. Okay, at a point I went to check my baby's weight when that was in my 3rd trimester, of course. And the doctor told me, oh, she's big and everything. She was doing fine, not like she was too big. She was just fine. And then I told my husband, like, oh yeah, she's fine. And so Gafar went that, oh, okay, Mida, you have to reduce your sugar, you have to because the baby that shouldn't get too big before you have her. He just started saying so many things, and I'm like, why are you trying to box me? One of the things I heard about being pregnant was the fact that plenty of people had so many things to say to you. It was as if the moment you told them I'm pregnant, they just start oozing of ideas. And then someone goes, oh, don't do this, or don't do that, that is bad for the baby, I hope you're already doing. It was so annoying that every corner that I look, there was always someone ready to tell me something that I thought I didn't know. I am going to be a mother, of course. I researched. Yes, you might be telling me some of the things that I probably don't know, but please, before you start giving unsolicited advice to people, find out if they actually need it, and also your mode of the way in which you give the advice should actually make a lot of sense, because some people just be like, they just go about it in the most stupid way ever. Like, I just want to say stop talking, and at the same time I do not want to be rude, and a part of me, the nice part of me, wants to think, oh, this person just cares about you, this person is just worried. People are naturally just worried about babies. So it took a lot from me to just calm down when anybody was telling me anything, even though I was fed up and I was tired of people telling me things every time they just found out that I was pregnant. So I'm just like, okay. I didn't review that I was pregnant online for a very long time until I was very close to having my baby, and I could have just imagined what would have happened if I had done it from the beginning. I feel like it was just going to be so many unsolicited advices from every corner of my life, because the time that I posted on social media that I was pregnant, there were some people that genuinely care, and I really do appreciate those people, but you could really tell apart people that cared, people that were just being nosy, people that didn't have anything to say but just wanted to have a conversation about your pregnancy. They just wanted they just want to know what is going on and make sure that they have gist. I'm not the person to say this, but yeah, now I do believe that there are people that just have conversations with you, form relationships with you, just so they could have something about you to say and say, firsthand I heard this, firsthand I know this. I do not subscribe. Anyways, the pressure of pregnancy, And honestly, about my pregnancy, the pressure wasn't really from everything my body was feeling or my body was going through. Yeah, there was that, but it was for me, it was very, very much manageable. It wasn't bad. Anytime people ask me about my pregnancy, I always tell them that I had a pretty easy pregnancy. I didn't have any complications. I was just eating my life away. I was just eating and sleeping and resting. That was basically it. I didn't have any major, in fact, I was very, very fine till I had my baby. I was very fine so much that when I was ready to go into when my baby was due to come, now I was a week late. When she was due to come, I was still very fine. I was looking proper fine. I was glowing all through Naya's pregnancy. And when it got to the point where I was going to do a vaginal sweep to maybe stimulate the baby to want to come out because she was overdue, it wasn't even painful. It was painful. It wasn't that painful. It was not even as bad as having menstrual cramps. So it was very much bearable. What wasn't even bearable at all was people giving advices, people saying things that they shouldn't be saying, because sometimes you think you're helping when you're not. Some people sometimes just say so many things that they put you in panic mode. Because there was one time I posted a picture. I was drinking tea, eating toast, heavily pregnant on my Instagram, and this person that I know from school, which we used to be close, not that close, an acquaintance honestly, slid into my DM, and the next thing was how evil eye is real. Honestly, we all know evil eye is real. We all know that evil eye is real, and online and in real life there are people with evil eye. So if I'm not getting evil eye online, I'll probably get it in real life. I'm just saying, if I was going to get it at all, I was going to get it from somewhere, and I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm not going to hide in a cave, because being pregnant alone can drive you crazy. Now that was the part that affected me, the fact that I was someone that liked to share. I was someone that used to share my daily life on my Instagram, and I was not sharing this very huge part of me. I feel like you probably would not understand it if you're not someone that shares a lot, that shares as well, so it might be a bit difficult. So it was kind of very difficult for me to not share, even though I knew why I wasn't sharing this part. It wasn't because of necessarily evil eye. No, it wasn't. It was not because of it was just because I didn't want people to monitor every step that I take, because when it comes to things like childbirth and pregnancy, people tend to overdo it and they don't know their boundaries. And I was really trying to establish that boundary, which was the same as when I got married. It wasn't something that I never publicized my relationship. I never did anything. It was very personal. So there are things that are very personal to me. As much as I like to share that, I do not want to share all of the processes for reasons best known to me. And when I felt like I am okay, I mean, because if I'm not in a very good mental state to share something that I'm currently going through, and the truth is, it is very easy to share when you've actually gone through something and you feel better about it and you understand what you've gone through. It is then that you can share, and then people can walk you through and enjoy and learn and all these things. And I do not just share for anything. I share for entertainment, I share for value, I share for knowledge. I share because I love to share, and I share because I learn from people's stories. I enjoy people's stories. I enjoy watching people live. I learn a lot from them, which is also why I share as well. So it's not just sharing because, oh, I'm so bored, I just need to share something on social media. No, that's not it. So there were parts of my pregnancy that I wanted to keep very special to me and my family, that it could only be us knowing. And also because I didn't understand fully everything that was going on with my body. It would be so annoying if I didn't understand what was going on with my body and someone online just comes into my DM to tell me, oh, this is going to happen or that, because people really move mad on the streets. So that was also part of it, and that was why I didn't share a very huge part of my pregnancy till I was almost ready to have my baby. And then trust me, when I shared, I almost regretted it, because then this person comes into my DM and she starts telling me a story of a sister that got pregnant, and they shared a picture on her social media, and then she went into labor, she had the baby, and she died. Why do I need to know that I am about having a baby? You are telling me that someone died while having the baby. You are putting me in panic mode. And what this person does just puts me, it just made me panic. It made me angry. I almost wanted to just tell her off, but I'm like, I mean, sometimes I hate myself how I keep calm in the face of all these annoying things. And then I just told her not to project whatever insecurities are on me, and that I am fine. I am fully aware that I am posting. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. I'm not a child, and social media is my job. So yes, if I'm putting something out, I am fully aware of what I'm doing. If you try to come to me to make sure that I know what I'm doing, the manner in which you come to me is going to say a lot about it's going to say a lot about where you're coming from, your intention. And maybe people don't know this, but it is almost very easy to read where you're coming from. If this person cares about me, if this person is truly concerned, or this person just wants to say their bit, or this person is just worried about something, it is very easy to know. And from that conversation, I was not happy about it at all. I know some people had their reservations about me sharing. Fine. I do not have opinions about what you do with your life. I do not have opinions about how you share, what you do not share. So I do not appreciate people coming to me, people that do not genuinely care about me, people that do not actually matter, coming to me and telling me what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. If you honestly feel like I'm doing something wrong, people that genuinely feel like you're doing something wrong, I want you to correct it. There are ways that they come to you that, oh my God, even you from the bottom of your soul would feel like, wow, I was doing something wrong. And this person was not the case. I mean, there are many other cases like that. Thinking about it is stressful. There are many other cases like that I just had to ignore daily. And some people go through this every day of their lives just because they made a decision to make themselves like a mirror, or about a mirror of life. And so the worst part of pregnancy, the most stressful part of pregnancy, wasn't being pregnant itself. It wasn't being drained. It wasn't my heartburn. It wasn't my backache. It wasn't craving so many things. It wasn't being tired. It was having to deal with people, but online and offline, that didn't know boundaries, basically. Because you'd be walking on the street and someone would just call "Yeah, Beji," and start saying rubbish. It doesn't cost much, honestly, to just look and move on. I do know one thing, and honestly this is why every time I've tried making this video, I just lose it in the middle of the video. Back to my third trimester. In my third trimester, it was food. It was, honestly, it wasn't nothing much from both my first and second trimester. Aside that, my heartburn got worse, my backache got worse, I was much tired, and then my due date came. I was ready to have my baby. Oh, Inaya, it's time to come out. And she's like, "Mommy, I'm chilling. Mommy, it's cool in here." Inaya didn't want to come out of my belly. And then I went to the doctor. A week later, I had to do a vaginal sweep. It wasn't as bad. I feel like my pain threshold is kind of high. Naya's back here. She might move my camera now. I knew it. I feel like my pain threshold is kind of high. So if your pain threshold is not as high, it might be painful. I mean, we all feel things differently, but I felt like it wasn't bad. It was very much bearable. I did that and I was thinking maybe the next day I was going to go home and then feel something and Naya would probably be ready to come, but it didn't happen. So the doctor told me I'd run out of time. I really did not want to have a cesarean section because I was so scared of needles. Honestly, I was so scared of needles. I was so scared of having to see the scar. So I told myself I wanted a vaginal birth, just because none of them is less traumatic for me, but I just preferred the vaginal birth because I didn't want to have my baby, see her as proof, and then also have a souvenir from my labor. So yeah, I opted for vaginal birth. It wasn't even an option for me, honestly. I hate needles, I hate surgeries and all of those things. So yeah, I wasn't thinking about anything else. Naya, so I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't thinking about anything else apart from that. Naya, sorry. I wasn't thinking about anything else apart from that. And then I was told to come in because if I had to wait for more days, I mean, to let my baby come herself, which she might not come. If I had to wait for all of that, then I might have to do a cesarean section. So I had to come in the next day. My husband didn't go to work. I had to come in the next day, do a check again to make sure my baby's ready to come. She wasn't ready to come, and then so I had to be induced. So I had to be induced. And what? Mama. Oh, what was this? Let me see. Yeah, babe, that's a car. And so I had to be induced. So what I did was I'd already packed my things. Oh my god. I'd already packed my things way before I was due. So I just got my box, waited for my husband to get back from work, and then we went into the hospital together on March 4th. Yeah. So went into the hospital together March 4th at around 7 in the evening. Went there, then did another sweep and went to bed. So we slept on the same bed in the hospital. The nurses came in and they were like, oh, you guys don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You're about to have a baby. You guys are still clinging onto each other and stuff. I'm like, okay. So anyways, that went. It was morning. I said my salah. Honestly, I could not sleep that night because I was so scared. Months before, I already wrote a letter down. I once told Al Ghaffar that if I don't make it out of labor and everything, give this letter to Naya, tell her I love her and everything, because right from time, the reason I never really thought about children was because I was scared of pregnancy and I was scared of labor. And since I was already pregnant, I'd gone through that. There was one more thing that I was scared of because I'd never gone through it, which was labor. So I thought, oh my god, this thing is going to be horrible. I've heard really bad stories and everything, and I used to see myself as a very dramatic person, so I thought maybe this was going to be really terrible. And I honestly did not know how I would, if I'd make it, because ow, that's my phone. Because it's common knowledge that now she wants to go and get it. Because it's common knowledge that childbirth is a life and death situation. In fact, pregnancy is a life and death situation. So I just told myself that yeah, we're in this. And oh my god, I couldn't sleep that night. I was reading a lot. I said all my du'as all through the night. I just kept going. Summa sabila yasara, summa sabila yasara, summa sabila yasara. I said that. I read so many surahs. I kept browsing to check for the best du'as to read when you're about to give birth. I kept saying them over and over again. I woke up before my husband. I said mine because I barely slept. I said my salah. We said our salah, and Naya, I said my salah, and having a toddler 101, they never let you breathe. Naya, baby shark, baby shark, Naya, look, yeah. feel like she wants to sleep. So just let's wrap up this video so fast. So anyways, I was ready. The morning came. I was induced. When I was induced, I was really expecting that it was going to be a very fast process. I've heard that inducing is usually much more painful than when, oh god. So I've heard that inducing is much more painful than when the baby comes by themselves. So, but I honestly can't tell because the only option I had was inducing. And then hours later, I wasn't feeling anything. So around 1, yeah, around 12:01-ish, my doctor kept checking me, and then he kept saying that I was contracting, but I didn't know that I was contracting. I mean, he kept pressing my stomach, and I'm like, madam, you're contracting, but you don't know. I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. And they kept saying I was contracting. I honestly didn't know anything was going on. I was taking selfies, sending pictures to my sisters. Me and Gafara were gisting. Oh yeah, we're back now. We're back now. Naya's here. Say hello. Hello. Anyways, I was gisting with Gafar. We're just having fun, waiting for the baby. A couple of minutes later, I started feeling contractions, and then that was when everything started. Around almost 1 o'clock, everything started that time. I started feeling contractions, and that was when it all started, and I was feeling pain. Now my contraction felt like a pain that was building up. It would come, it was like a strike. It would come, and then it would gently relieve me, and sometimes it would come, build up for a while, and then gently leave me again. And then I wasn't timing it because Abdul Ghaffar was doing that. I mean, I was just in pain, of course, so I just kept holding on to him. My mom was there. She was rubbing my back, she was rubbing my thighs, she was basically rubbing all my body to kind of like make me feel better. And it took 4 hours actually. It took 4 hours. I came like 4:15. Was either 4:15, yeah. So it took 4 hours actually that I was contracting for. And the funny thing was, when it was around 4 o'clock, but at a point when my doctor checked me, he was like, oh, I'm 6 centimeters dilated. I'm like, oh yeah. And then he said he's going to give me a couple more hours, come back, and then see how far we've gone. I knew what I was feeling. I wanted my baby out that moment. I was done. But he told me he was going. I just said no, that I want to poo. I kept saying I want to poo, I want to poo. He said no, madam, it's not poo. He said I want to poo. Fine. I was like, okay, take her to the theater and we'll find out. So I couldn't even walk at this point because it was 4 hours of contracting, y'all. So they took me there in a wheelchair, put me on the bed, and then doctor came, and the next thing he checked me and he was like, oh, she's full. And then I had to push, and then that time I was wondering, how do I push? I kept asking, how do I push? And then they told me, when the contraction comes, you push. When it leaves you, then you rest for a while. Now it's banging on my door, and my camera is going to die on me. So I told myself, first time the contraction came, I pushed, it wasn't enough. Second time it came. By the third time I pushed, and my baby came out. Honestly guys, it was less than 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, or 6. It was very fast, that was the point. And then Naya came out, and Abdul Ghaffar just screamed, oh my god, Allah Akbar, and he started crying. And my mom came in immediately because she was outside. She came in immediately, and that was it. That was how Naya came into the world. Alhamdulillah, I couldn't even cry. I was so tired that time, and then I just chilled for them. When I saw my mom and my husband crying, next night I just started crying as well. Then of course, because I had an episiotomy, fixed that one, and that was it. I slept for a very long time, woke up around past Maghrib. Now I was in the cot beside me. She suckled for the first time that midnight, but nothing was coming out. I started lactating. You know what, guys, let's end this video here. I really do hope you enjoy this one. The next video is going to be breastfeeding video, what happened after I went back home and everything, and we can pick it up from there till now that Naya is 1. If you enjoy this video, I am so tense because Naya is at the door. My camera is dead. So anyways, if you really did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, share with someone that's pregnant, that's trying to conceive. I don't know, just share with someone that needs to watch this video. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. I really did love making this one because I'm super excited now that I started working and everything is just perfect. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really love you guys. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, join the family basically. Thank you guys, I love you.